Hey DIY brides, it's Elena, the DIY bride. On this channel, we're giving you tips and strategies on how to plan your dream wedding. Today, me and Jax, we're gonna be going over the top 3 questions that you need to be asking your venue prior to signing on the dotted line. And if you've already signed, check these questions out anyways, because if you don't know the answers, you need to call your venue up right now after this video and ask them these questions. Let's get started. Three questions that you need to be asking your venue. Venue selection. First off, let's start there. Venue selection. Venue selection is tough. It's major.
So let me give you a major key.
That sets the ambiance of your wedding. You know what I mean? Jax, you know what I'm saying? If your venue looks great, like grade A, classy, all of that, just how people view your wedding is already as soon as they walk in the door, oh, okay, this wedding's about to be a great wedding. You know, it just sets the tone. You know what I mean? So, venue is super important, but there are 3 things that you need to be asking your venue. And that's what I'm gonna go over today. So, number 1, how many hours is the rental gonna be? When you sign the contract, you wanna know, does this, when does your time start? You know, as you probably have already become aware, all these vendors, they always wanna give you time slot. It's not like you get them for the full day, you get them for time slots. So, how many hours do you get your venue? In an ideal world, if you find a venue that you absolutely love and they tell you they'll give it to you for 24 hours, that's the best you're gonna get. 24-hour rentals are great. And the reason why is because you could do stuff the night before if you wanted to. You could do stuff early morning. You could do stuff the following day, set up and tear down, tear down in the morning after the wedding. You know, your team could come back the next day and clean up, which is sometimes good because sometimes, you just want to party the night away and you don't want to necessarily have to stop partying to clean up. 24-hour rentals, A1, that's the best case scenario. So if you can get that, definitely try to get that into your contract. The next question that you need to be asking, do the following things come with the contract price? And that is your tables, your chairs, your linens. Those 3 things are very important because if your venue doesn't come with that, you have to now go get a rental agency and pay more money, have them deliver all of those things. I already know the venues are expensive, you need to save money. So I would recommend using a venue that already comes with the chairs, the tables, and the linens. Because all of those things are one-time use. Once your wedding is over, you don't need chairs, tables, or linens. You just need them for that day. So get a venue that actually has those 3 things. If they don't have them, know that you'll have to use a rental company, and a lot of times the rental companies will just deliver that stuff by the door, and you and your team have to set up the tables, you know what I mean, and break down the tables, and it's just more work. You don't want to be doing that the day of your wedding if you don't have to. Check and see if they have those 3 things. If they do, you're on the right track. Number 3, you need to be asking, is there going to be a venue coordinator on site? Now, what a venue coordinator is someone who actually works for the venue. And this is gonna be your go-to person. This is gonna be the person who, this is nasty, but let's say a toilet overflows, for example. You don't want to have to go, or you don't want a bridesmaid of yours or a groomsman of yours to have to go unclog a toilet. You guys were trying to have fun. You know, it's your wedding day. You're trying to have a great night, not one that involves with unclogging toilets. If something like that happens, let's say the power gets tripped up because, the DJ brought this huge sound system that the building, wasn't ready to support, and that coupled with the fact that the catering is using all these plugs, trips the power. Who's gonna turn the power back on? Not you, not your parents, not your bridesmaids, not your groomsmen, the venue person is gonna do that. So you wanna know if they have a venue coordinator on site, just in case things like that come up. Another example, let's say there's another event that's happening in the same building, because sometimes these venues will have multiple events going on. What if their music is too loud or something and it's interfering with your event or something like that? It could be anything, but you want to know if they're going to be on site. If they are, how long are they going to be on site, and how do you reach them? Is there a number you can give them? Are they going to be in the room the whole time? My guess is they'll probably be walking around. But how do you get a hold of them? that's a big one just in case something happens. So those are the 3 things that I want you guys, if you haven't already asked your venues, if you're looking at venues, you need to ask that like during your walkthrough. If you've already booked your venue, you need to know the answer to that question. And on top of those 3 questions, what I did in the description is place, I believe, 20 questions that you need to be asking prior to your wedding day. So brides, even if you've already booked your venue, that's fine. Download the printable that I created just for you for free, because if you don't know the answer to these questions, like, you just might be caught off guard, and I don't want you to be caught off guard on the day of your wedding. You know what I mean? So just download it. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money. But yeah, guys, I think those are the top 3 things you need to ask, and definitely there are some gems in those top 20 questions as well. So check that out. If you haven't already subscribed and you think, you know, you're gonna get some useful information out of this, which I am looking to provide you guys with, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, you can hit the bell button, which will notify you every time I post a video, which will be once a week on #WeddingPlanningWednesdays. So be on the lookout for those. I'm really excited to just provide you guys with some great content on things that I wish I knew whenever I was planning my wedding, and hopefully you're not having to go down and make some of the same mistakes that I made, and you know, hopefully this can be just as stress-free as possible. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next week.